since when I shot or finished shooting my first video till now, my life is almost completely different in the most beautiful ways possible. But it has been such a challenge getting exactly where I am right now. Let's start off with the first thing is at the beginning of the year, I got hired for a full-time marketing job. And to be 100% honest, I hated absolutely every second of this job. It was the worst thing, and I continue to ask myself, even to this day, why did I even try to get a job when I knew that's not really what I wanted to do? But at the time, I needed the money. It's what made sense, and it was perfect for exactly where I am now, and it happened obviously for a reason. And now I get that, but at the time, it was a rough 3 months. The roughest 3 months, I think, mentally. One of the roughest 3 months I've ever had, because it's been such a lesson just to look back and be like, wow, I really don't ever want my life to be that, and that's never what I'm shooting for. That's never what I've wanted, and I let myself settle for a little bit and sacrifice for a little bit just to be able to say I am where I am now, and where I am now is not even nearly close to where I want to get. So that only lasted 3 months because I got fired. I think that I might be getting fired today. I think if it's not today, it's gonna be soon, but not because I did a bad job, but just because it's corporate and that's how it works. But that was a blessing in disguise. I was able to save enough money to start the process of taking my real estate exam. I had already finished my real estate course last year, but I wasn't ready to take the exam or pay all the fees that come with taking the exam. So I studied, I failed and failed and failed and failed. I did not pass. I don't think I did enough to pass. But we'll look at the paper and we'll see. I failed the exam 4 times before I passed it on the 5th time, and that was just another mental challenge. I came from 3 months of working, a 9 to 5, just like a lot of people do, but wrestling with myself and what it is that I want in my life and what I'm good for and what I want, what I don't want, and that full-time job was everything that I don't want. But it transitioned into having to work really, really hard to study for something and gain something that I've been dreaming of since I was a kid. I've always wanted to be a real estate agent for multiple reasons, not just because if you do good, obviously the commission is good, but it's always been important to me. One of the reasons it's always been important to me is because, I'm Latin. Family is a big thing for us and for our culture, and having a place that you call home is something so special, and that's something that's always been touching to me when it comes to doing real estate. I'm able to serve for other people and serve in the ways that God intends, and help people find a home, help people find a place where they're going to build their lives and where they're going to make memories and where they're going to cry, where they're going to be happy, where they're going to have parties, where they're going to host their kids' first birthdays, where, families and generations are going to live and pass through. And homes are really special to the Latin community and to family in general and to everybody. It should be home. It's where you sleep at night and where you rest your head. Knowing that I have all this passion and then failing 4 times the exam, it really puts you in a mindset of, what am I doing wrong? Is this meant for me? I'm never gonna pass this. And having the mentality to persevere and keep going and say, I'm gonna pass this exam, and you have to pay every time you take the exam, it's difficult. It's difficult, and it's a real mental mental hurdle that you have to take, and it's just you. It's you and you alone, and that's it. And it's no one else. There's no one else causing you to fail. There's no excuses. And I got to that point because there was no more excuses. I wasn't studying, or I wasn't passing the exam because I'm too distracted with work. I had nothing but this exam, and that was it. And there was nothing to pin it on. There was no excuses other than I'm not doing what I have to do. I'm not studying hard enough. I'm not remembering. I'm not, being accountable to the truth and the reality of the situation that I was in. There was no pointing fingers. There was no more excuses for where I am and where I want to be and the reason I'm not getting there. The excuse and the reason was me, and I had to work really hard to make it happen. So I passed the exam. Here I am. It is September 22nd, Monday, September 22nd, 6:48 p.m. And I am now and have been a real estate agent, a realtor, for about a month, basically, a full month. And another challenge. They tell you, it's hard, it's slow at the beginning. You need to work on yourself. You need to handle rejection. You need to handle the no's. You can't get desperate. You're trying to chase that first client, and it gets really mind-boggling, because why aren't they coming? What am I doing wrong? What do I need to be doing better? And it's this constant looking at yourself in the mirror and accountability of, I need to do this better. Now, I just started, obviously. I haven't gotten a sale. I haven't gotten a closing. I haven't gotten a contract, but things are looking great. I'm having good conversations with potential clients. I'm building my portfolio. I'm working on my social media presence, which is absolutely, it's a challenge. It's all a challenge, and it's a beautiful challenge, because this is exactly what I prayed for, and I am exactly where I wanted to be. The thing is, all of that came with resetting and rebuilding and going back to the foundation of, what do I need to do to get to where I want to be, and where am I right now? And yeah. That I did that was super cool was I changed my room. I changed the layout of my room. I painted my room. And that was a big part of resetting and refocusing on, I'm not the same person that I was a year ago. A year ago I was completely different, and now I'm grateful to God, because I'm 1 year closer, 1 day closer to the person I've always dreamed of becoming. Not just for me, but for others and for God. And that's been a beautiful, beautiful journey. Difficult, challenging, but it's supposed to be. And there's joy within absolutely all of that. So as it goes for my YouTube channel and these videos, I will be posting videos more consistently, hopefully. And that's something I'm holding myself to. But this is where I am right now. I am at the start of my journey. A journey that I'm going to document, a journey that I'm going to share so I can look back and see how far I've gone, but also so I can share with whoever it is that's watching the journey and the process, that it's not pretty. This process was not pretty. It gets to you, you know. Life gets to you sometimes, and we allow it to get to us. Sometimes we just need to say, you know what, I have to do it regardless. I have to keep going regardless. And I have to keep pushing. And I have to have faith more than anything. Faith the size of a mustard seed is still faith. And that is what this is. So thank you so much for watching. And I hope to see you soon.